Hello, everyone. RPG Kingdom Kid here, back with some more Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Also, I'm sorry I didn't mention this before, but guys, we are over 100 episodes in Union Cross. This is episode 103, actually. And I just always failed to mention, like, hey, we're in triple digits of Union Cross. And that number's just going to keep going up because, guys, we still have a lot of story updates to get to. And speaking of story updates, this video isn't about story updates. Well, not about our story updates. This story is going to be about the story updates that are in Japan right now. Considering that Kingdom Hearts 3 is already out in Japan and it's coming out very, very shortly to everywhere else, you should be caught up with Union Cross's story. And speaking of that, there's actually going to be updates coming out on the 31st of January in Japan, February and March, where you'll learn more about Blaine, or as he's called in here, Brain, which is weird, but either way. So, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to draw our free Kingdom Hearts 3 Falling Price deal here. So we're just going to draw our free one right now, because why not? It's free. I would assume that the next one should be lowered, or maybe it's still going to be at 3,000. We'll see. Oh, sweet. I got Buzz, a boosted Heartless, and Megara. So that's pretty cool. The Buzz and Megara are both at 7 stars, so that's cool. So yeah, that's actually not a bad draw, in my opinion. So we're at 2,220 thing for the thing, so that's cool. So, oh yeah, see, it lowered it right away, so you don't even have to drop 3,000 for it. Oops. Should've. There we go. There we go. And then I'm gonna go to avatar boards because I'm curious about a few things here. Nope. Okay, so yeah, these are the 9 ones. Is the Riku, Sora, and young Xehanort one. So, but anyway, guys, this video is gonna be about the story updates happening in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross in Japan. It's not gonna be a long video, most likely. I will talk about a bit about it, and then of course I will talk more about kind of like when you can probably expect some of these things happening. Apparently, we're only getting story updates once every month, so it's gonna be quite a while before we see anything on our end about what's up here. So just sit back, relax, and this is for people that like want to know about the Japanese update that the Japanese story updates have had. They've had some quite very good updates. Their one this month was pretty good. So it also doesn't help that our next update, which hopefully gives all of them out, I hope it doesn't end up being only one update, because boy howdy, if we only get 5 story updates every month, like 5 quests every month, our next 2 months are just filler. Our next 2 months are just filler, and the next 2 months for Japan is going to be pretty big stuff. Maybe, who knows? So, if you guys remember where we left off in the English story updates, we got we started going to old Disney worlds to meet our friends again, which was understandable. I was like, okay, so we're gonna do this. That's not gonna end until quest 840, and we are currently at quest 825. Like, that's our last quest that ended. So this is it. So like from quest 826 to 840, we're just going back to old worlds and seeing how everyone's doing. We have Agrabah and Dwarf Woodlands left. I think, is there one more, or is it just those 2? It was just those 2. Maybe they'll update it to 1 story and just release 10. But I don't know. I'm trying to think what other ones are left. Dwarf Woodlands and Agrabah. Because we checked out Beast Castle. did we check out Wonderland? I don't think we checked out Wonderland yet. We checked out Cinderella. We want to go to Enchanted Dominion. That's where we started. So was it just Cinderella and Beast Castle? Ugh. But anyway, so like that's what our next update's gonna be. It's gonna be more filler, going back to the old Disney worlds and seeing how everyone's at. Like the next main story update that we're gonna get isn't gonna be until Quest 841 to Quest 845, where we will go. I don't know if we, the characters, will go back to Enchanted Dominion, but the story is gonna pick up at Enchanted Dominion. It's just after Maleficent got defeated, we learned that this Maleficent traveled in time. That this is the Maleficent that we know from Kingdom Hearts, from the whole Kingdom Hearts series. You know, Sora and everyone like that. So she traveled back in time, and she's wondering why can't she change the events of this one. And then a mysterious figure comes in from the shadows. We don't know who he's going to be, and he explains, well, that's because time travel. In this place, you can't rewrite history. You went into a digitized version of your world. So this is where we kind of start learning, like, we're in a, like, everyone, all the dandelions that were picked by Master Ava and your character are actually asleep right now, and they're and that's kind of like what this whole story is. Like, it started off, and it's basically the only ones that are up are the 5 new union leaders: Ephemer, Scald, Ventus, Brain, and Luarium. It's just those 5 people that like know of the events of the Keyblade War. So what's going on is we're basically similar to what happened in Chain of Memories. We're in a sleep, and we're reliving our events leading up to the Keyblade War, but like we are having more, you know, vivid memories because we were actually there. So this is actually a continuation of Kingdom Hearts Key, the web browser version of this game, where we actually did go into the Keyblade War and fought every single foreteller besides the one that who was your union leader. So we fought all of them except for the one that was your union leader. And then, you know, at the end of that, Skull and Ephemer come and pick you up, and then, excuse me, and then you wake up in Enchanted Dominion, and you learn of Maleficent being like, ha, Sora, and all that stuff, so it's like, oh shit. So now, this is basically, and then Unchained Key, which is what this was originally called, came about, and this is us reliving everything that we do. Now, some of the stuff has been filler, like the quote-unquote, like the stuff that, like, where the Keyblade War would have happened, such that becomes filler. Like, this is all, like, filler stuff for us. Like, none of this has actually happened and such. We are in a sleep. We're fighting. The Cherokee, our Dream Eater, is trying to fight our nightmares. And actually, that spirit that is next to us, our little pet there, is also a Dream Eater, fighting off the nightmares as well for us. Because we are experiencing such harsh nightmares that our Cherokee alone can't contain it all, so they gave us another spirit. I'm pretty sure they gave it to everyone, like, not just you, the player character, but they gave it to everyone. So that's gonna be like the next big story update. Is like we kind of get a little hint that like we're in a digitized version of all the worlds, and it kind of makes sense. So it's like, okay, this is the world, and this is what's gonna happen, or this is what is happening, and yada yada yada. So Maleficent's like, well, who are you? And it's like, just call me Darkness. So we don't know who this person is. We may find out who they are in Kingdom Hearts 3. Who knows? Alright, so the next big story update is from Quest 846 to 850. This is actually a big one. We learned that that apparently Master Ava wanted the people to fight each other, so what they did is Ephemer, I believe with the help of Luarium, I can never say his name. I have to like, I wrote it down, but I misspelled it, so I don't even like know if I'm saying it correctly. He gave the ideas like, well, why don't we have them fight, but like projections of them. So like that is what the Union Cross PvP is basically, or that's what the Olympus Coliseum's PvP is us fighting digitized copies of other people. We're not actually fighting them themselves. It's just a digital battle. It's kind of similar to the data battles from Organization 13. It's very similar to that, where we're fighting the data versions of Organization 13. It's not the real versions of Organization 13, it's just, you know, data of them. So that's what this is. So it's basically like a whole, okay, so it's not like we're not going to get flashbacks from the Keyblade War by doing it this way. So it helps. Oh, excuse me. It helps with the teachings of what Master Ava wants us to do, but also keeping us safe is a thing. So that's what they like decide on, and then Luarium learns that you can go into their, you know, dreams type thing and like, you know, observe. Don't show up any of them when you're not supposed to, but just like observe. So they're wondering like, and they wonder where he's been. It's like, well, I'm looking for someone. So you're like, okay, he's looking for someone. And then at the end of it, we meet Elena, who is the somebody of Larxene. That's right. So we meet 3 people in in Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, Union Cross, whatever. Union Cross is what it's actually called. We meet 3 people that should be in the present of Kingdom Hearts. Even though like this should take place like hundreds of years, like at least 200 years or more, like maybe 500, maybe thousands of years like in the past. Because Xehanort is curious about the Keyblade War, so it can't be. It has to be far ahead. That I was like, okay, nobody knows the results of the actual Keyblade War, and that's because of the Dandelions as well. Like, there's only 5 people that actually know what happened at the end of the Keyblade War, and that's again Ephemer, Skuld. I almost said Shulk. I'm feeling it, guys. Brain, Ventus, and Luarium. Those are the only 3 people. 2 of them are in our present. We have Ventus and Lumarium, or Marluxia right now. So that's another thing. Like, Marluxia should have a Keyblade, because if somebody had a Keyblade, right? If we're going by that whole thing, unless like he forgot how to wield one. And then same with Elena. She should know about the Keyblade as well, because she has a Keyblade, or she had a Keyblade. So it was kind of a little rough when this story came out in Japan, because it's like, okay, the way it's translated, it's hard to tell, like, hey, it's like, I want to talk to you, like, Lumarium said, I want to talk to you about sister. So it's like, I want to talk about Starletzia's sister, or whatever, about, like, it was translated in a way that you couldn't really tell, like, okay, is she Elena's sister or Lumarium's sister? So that's where it ended right there. It's like, I want to talk to you about your sister. So it didn't like specify like, okay, whose sister is she? So then, the next story update that just happened a few weeks ago in January here is quest 851 to 855, where we learned that where Starletzia is actually Lumarium's sister. And the reason why he went to Elena is because I think they were part of the same union and they were kind of friends. But Elena, like, she still has her little, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? She still has like a, I can't think of the right word. She still has a, she has a little of an attitude, like, you know, kind of similar to Larxene, but not to the extent. Like, she seems more caring than Larxene for, you know, obvious reasons. And she's like, well, I haven't, you know, I know about your sister was like kind of like obsessed with someone or something like that. I can't remember if she says like the player's name or something. But so then Lumarium's like, well, now I gotta find this person and see what they know about my sister, even though we've never met his sister. So I have a feeling that'll be maybe updated in the next story update or something. So it's like a whole, well, I don't know about this guy, but he knows about, like, I don't know about him, but my sister was like interested in him type thing. So it's like, okay, what now type situation. Then like Lumarium leaves and it's like, okay, and then Elena's charity, since Elena's charity was actually friends with Starlettia's charity, they were like kind of like wondering like what she's been up to. It's like, well, we haven't been in contact lately because you guys know Starlettia's like not around anymore. It's so unfortunate. I loved her so much. She was so adorable. She reminds me of Naminé so much. In like, I don't know, she just reminds me so much of Naminé. So then, when Lumarium leaves, Elena and her charity, they see the room. Like, they see the door to the room where Starlettia died. And they start walking in it, and that's the end. Like, that's the end of the story update right there. So that's that in a nutshell. So yeah, I basically just gave an update of the whole story. I really highly recommend actually going to watch those story updates. The perfect way to watch it is probably by going to Everglow channel, and he has the translated versions of all the stuff updated there. You could probably skip quest 826 to 840 because, like I said, they seem like they're filler. They're just going back to Disney World and seeing how your friends are doing there. But quest 841 to 855 are the big ones that you guys want to like really pay attention to. So I just want to like, yeah, I just wanted to like get this out there so people who are like watching my series in anticipation of Kingdom Hearts 3 like could get a little bit of a taste or a little bit of a tease to what we should, like Nomura said, we should know every story update of Union Cross that's come out before Kingdom Hearts 3. So these are all the story updates for Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out. So yeah. What else? I'm trying to think here if there's anything else that I'm missing of the story updates wise. So yeah, so okay, so let's move on to a little bit of the stuff in the future here. So like I mentioned earlier, January 31st, we're going to get another story update where we see Elena and her charity in the room in the building where unfortunately Starlettia met her end. So it all probably leads us, okay, that's going to be a very interesting one. Quest, I'm assuming 856 to 860. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. Then we're going to get another story update. I don't think it might be a new world. I might have these flip-flopped where the next story update, which would be, I guess, February, or it could be April, or it could be March. It's hard to tell. But there's definitely going to be story updates after Kingdom Hearts 3 is released. So this is going to be stuff that, like, I would highly recommend that you play Kingdom Hearts 3 before you learn about these story updates. Maybe the first one's probably going to be okay. The first one's probably not going to be a big deal because, you know, oh shit, I didn't do the Nova. That's fine. Kingdom Hearts 3 won't be coming out for us, for everywhere else in the world until January 29th, which, if everything goes according to plan, this video should be up the day before on January 28th. So Kingdom Hearts 3 is already out in Japan, and you know they're going to get another big important story update on the 31st of January for Union Cross. It's pretty good. So then I believe the next update will talk about Brain, or Blaine as he's called in the Japanese and Brain in ours, which is, I think is so weird. Since he's a man shrouded in mystery, he's kind of like the one that, he is kind of the enigma of the group here. And I actually want to talk a little bit more about him. But then after that is like a new world will show up. So I'm assuming this is going to be a world that has not been in a Kingdom Hearts game yet. I'm very interested to learn what that is going to be when the time comes. But let's talk about Brain here for a second. So we all know Ephemer, we all know Scald, we all know Ventus, we all know Lumarium because of Marluxia. So we know those four. Brain is the one that's like, okay, who are you? So now, okay, so everyone has always assumed that Lumarium killed Starletzia. Because, like, you know, he was introduced at the end of... He was introduced at the end of our story when we learned that she perished. It's like, oh, there he is. He's the person that killed her. But then we learned that she's his sister, so it's like, well, he wouldn't do that then. Unless it's an all ruse, which I highly doubt it. So it's not like, okay, so it's not Lumarium that killed Starletzia. Then who? Well, it cannot be Ephemer or Scald, because we saw we know for 3 people for sure that got books. Ephemer, Scald, and Starletzia. They are the ones that got their books from Master Ava. And someone stole Starletzia's. Actually, did we know for sure if we saw Scald get her book? I honestly don't remember, but I feel like she was with Ephemer when she was talking to Master Ava about something. I honestly don't know. And then we also gotta consider this. There was when the Master of Masters gave her the list of people that he wanted to be the new Union leaders, and she circled one name to be like, hey, that person gets the Book of Prophecies, okay? It's hard to tell. And at the end of that story update, we learned that Ventus was one of the people. So it's like, okay, is Ventus the one that got the Book of Prophecies? Maybe. Or it could have been Starletzia. It could have been one or both. It could have been one or the other. And then, but Brain is the one that's so out there. There's theories going around that's saying like Brain is actually Gula in disguise to try to find the traitor, but as a result, he's actually the traitor. So he, like, because people are like, well, that's the room. Like, that's the room that you went into to talk to Gula, and you and Scald left, so Gula should have stayed in there. So who else would have killed Starletzia besides Gula? So it's like that's the whole Brain is Gula theory going around. So it's like he infiltrated the new Union leaders to learn who the traitor is, because like that's his mission from the Masters of Masters. It's like, okay, I gotta find out who the traitor is. And it's like, well, maybe. And that was another video I kind of wanted to make. It was like, what if in the Book of Prophecies and the Master of Masters saying there was a traitor among them, he wasn't talking about the original Union leaders. He was talking about these new Union leaders between Scald, Ephemer, Ventus, Brain, and Lumarium. I feel like I always fuck up his name, but like that's the thing. Like I was thinking about making a video of it, but I'm like, nah, I don't think so. So I can't really do that. So it's like the whole. That's where the traitor could be. The traitor could be within that new group of people, and maybe it is, and maybe it's Brain, because if it's Gula in disguise, he's technically a traitor because he shouldn't have been there. So now you gotta realize, okay, who has the real Book of Prophecy now? It could be Ventus. Don't think it's Ephemer. I don't know if he specified he. I feel like the Master of Masters said he to Ava when it's like that I was like, I feel like they were ambiguous though, because I feel like I was like, why is this person's name is circles? And he was like, well, that person is going to excuse me, that person's going to inherit the Book of Prophecies, and only that person alone, and they can't tell the others, so you have to give it to them in secret and such, and don't let them know. So it's hard to tell if she. I highly doubt she gave it to Starletzia, because I feel like that would have been a, you know, everyone got their own book and such. And people are like, fans like, well, it could be Ventus, it could be the traitor, because like because every time they bring up, have you read the book that Master Ava gave us? He's always like, no, I haven't had time to read the book and such. But like, it's Ventus, like it's Ventus, guys. So it's like basically everyone is like, obviously it can't be Scald, or it can't be Ephemer. He got his book from, we saw him get his book from Ava. I feel like for sure Scald didn't get it either. Or I feel like Skull got her book from Ava as well. Plus, she was also there at the end of the Keyblade War with us. So I feel like that kind of that makes her the least likely out of everyone besides Ephemera. And then you have Lumarium. Actually, you know, Lumarium is actually the least likely before Skull because Lumarium is Starletsia's brother. So I highly doubt he would kill his own sister and then be like on the whole, well, I'm looking for her, when like no one knew that he had his. He's not even saying like I'm looking for my sister. He's just saying I'm looking for someone. The only person who knows that it's his sister is Elena, and she's like not one of the leaders, so it's not a big deal. So I feel like Lumarium is definitely off the list of people of being suspected. And then Skull will be the most likely, or the next least likely. And then you have, I feel like Ventus is also the least likely because, you know, it's Ventus. We know him from the future. But Brain is the Enigma one. We know absolutely nothing about Brain. So this next story update that's going to happen sometime between now and April is going to be a very interesting one to look at too in the Japanese version. Of course, if everything's going to go with how I think it's going to go, where our next story update is going to be one, because I'm going by how Everglow had these set up. He actually had quest 826 to 830. That don't make sense. Yeah, honestly don't remember, but like he had two videos about us visiting the old Disney friends. So I have a feeling that's how they're gonna have it set up too. It's like, well, you get one story update and here is all filler. I wish they just released all that. It's like, these are all filler, so here you go. You'll actually get important stuff in the next update. But that's what's disappointed me about like this whole about the Union Cross story updates. Japan is so far ahead of us, and like we're stuck in filler right now. They could I'll be fine if they release all. I'll be fine if they release quest 826 to 840 in one go. Like the next story update, that's your next story update. So then we have story. Because we need this story, and it's unfortunate that's like. It's unfortunate that Nomura was all like, yeah, make sure you know the story of Union Cross, and unfortunately, everyone that's not in Japan, you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to watch the Japan. You're gonna have to know how far Japan is to like be on the good graces of the Kingdom Hearts 3 gods to know what to like understand some things. And quite frankly, I still don't know what's gonna go on. So, and then that brings up the whole thing about Nomura and his. So when Kingdom Hearts 3 released in Japan, Nomura's going on the whole like, well, maybe we have to go back to Japan gets it, and then 5 months later, everyone else gets it kind of thing because of the whole leaks. And we learned that only like 4 copies got stolen by one person. It's like, don't do that, Nomura, don't do that. Like that's the stupidest thing ever. But what I'm talking about right now has nothing to do with Union Cross. So yeah, the next few story updates in Japan is definitely going to be very worth noting. Man, it's going to be very hard to not know what they're about because Kingdom Hearts 3 releases everywhere for America a few days before their story update happens. So I feel like maybe the first story update wouldn't be a big deal, but maybe learn about. But the story update about Brain will probably be the biggest. Excuse me, I was going there. The story update about Brain will probably be the biggest and most important update that the story will have post Kingdom Hearts 3, which is scary to say, post Kingdom Hearts 3. Alright guys, well, I know this video was long, but we talked about a lot of stuff. I think we talked about a lot about important things here. You guys got to see me wail on the Demon Tide here, which I don't think will be available by the time this is out, but yeah. So everyone, go out there, play Kingdom Hearts 3, play to your heart's content. I'm super looking forward to playing it. I'm actually going to be picking up later today, because they're doing a Monday, late Monday release for me. So yay! Or hopefully you get yours if you get your copy beforehand or such. Like, you know, play to your heart's content, guys. Enjoy it. We have waited so long for this game, and it's here. It is here. It's out in Japan. it is in the hands of some Americans and other people and outside of Japan and North America. I mean, that's where the leaks happen. Like, unfortunately, and that's another thing that Nomura was upset about. I was like, well, the leaks happen in America, so I need to like either push back physical releases, like keep digital releases like this. So it's unfortunate. So yeah, I understand that he's upset, but the way that he was going on about it wasn't the right way. But yeah, so anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please give that like button a click. Comment down below what you liked about the video, what you didn't like about the video, and let me know, how did you know about all these story updates before I started, you know, bantering about it, or was this your first like, wow, oh man, I should have maybe had like a little spoiler warning thing at the. I mean, I kind of did. I kind of said, like, we're going to talk about the story updates that have happened in Japan. And I feel like if you're playing Union Cross, you're following Union Cross's story in Japan as well. But I don't want to assume. So, but yeah. Alright, so yeah. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. And subscribe to my main channel too. That's in the description below. As well as follow me on Twitter. Both my main Twitter, RBG Kingdom Kid Twitter, are in there too. I want to thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll see you all next time.